Hi everyone, this is Joe from DomainAcademy.com. Thanks for joining me on our new series, Friday AI. If you like this idea, if you like this series of how you can use AI in your domain investing, let me know and I will try and make this a priority so we can continue doing Friday AI with DomainAcademy.com. Today what I'm going to do is I bought a name, ClintonChamber.com, for the podcast contest, the Domain Academy podcast. And I'm trying to see if I can find ways to outbound this domain name. So I'm going to need some help. And one of the ways that I'm going to do this is I need to discover potential buyers for this name. Now, I did some research before picking up the name. You can watch our other videos for how you would do that. And now I have a name, and what I did is I made a prompt in ChatGPT. I'm using the ChatGPT 5 model here. And I said, look, I've got a big list of businesses who might be interested in owning this name. Can you help me? I want you to rank the list in order of who you think might be the best potential buyer. I'm going to price the name at $5.99. I want to get a list of people I can email, and I want to copy and paste that into a BCC email line. And I want to get a great humorous email letting them know that the name's for sale. They might want to own it to prove they're the real Clinton Chamber of Commerce, as there's dozens of towns and cities in the U.S. named Clinton who use Clinton Chamber. This name's been used for decades. I want to point that out as well in my email copy. So I'm giving that information to the ChatGPT model. And I'm going to tell them that they can purchase it through GoDaddy, a trusted place to buy domains. And here's all the data that I collected. Now, there's a couple ways we can collect this data. One of my favorites, which I'd like to have you weigh in the comments, if you'd like us to look at pursuing a relationship with Estibot.com where we could get this lead information into our Domain Academy tools section at domainacademy.com/tools. I'd like to be able to get some of these leads in. So what I did, and I'm not going to waste my time, your time actually, on the video going through everything, but what I did was I used Estibot.com lead tool and I put in my domain name, and it's as simple as that. And what it does is it comes back in different formats. It also ranks too the probability that this is a good match or not, and it gets contact information, and that's what I have here. And so I'm going to take this contact information and I'm going to place that data in here, and I'm going to have ChatGPT go through all this data and crunch it up and give me the list of BCC emails that are unique, and also give me a copy of an email that I can send out to people. I'll take a look at that. This is going to take a little bit of time because it's a decent amount of data. So while it's doing that, I'm going to show you this. I also used the Perplexity model. And what I did was I went through and grabbed a bunch of, through a different prompt, I grabbed a bunch potential end users for this Clinton Chamber of Commerce. What I did was I asked in the other prompt to identify towns and cities and counties in the U.S. that are named Clinton that have a Chamber of Commerce. And I want you to go and scan Google results for this, and then I want you to grab that information and give me the information here. So it gave me top 11, and then what I did was I asked it to compile that into contact information and any other data that they had, and then I asked for a clean list of email addresses that it could give me from there for these people, for these people's contact. So I've got everything, and I also, through the ChatGPT model, asked it to, here we go, I asked it to rank those. So what I can do is I can take both. I can take this list and I can take the list that I have here, and I can ask ChatGPT just to scrub it for any duplicates and give me a clean new list from Perplexity and from Estibot. Just through a simple prompt, just say, hey, here's another list of emails that I found. Can you look at the emails that we already have? Find anything that's not there and give me a new clean list of unique email addresses, and it'll do that for me. So here we go. Here's my humorous email that they made the copy for. They'll typically give you a subject line, so I think that's good too. And you can go in here and edit it quickly, but you can copy and paste this list into your BCC line. And it, like you see here, it's already deduplicated. So it's great that it goes through and does all this work for you. Final copy that I actually used yesterday, I wound up in about 15 minutes worth of work getting a list of 50, 60 people that I think are really good contacts. I was able to send it out. But you can see an example. Here's our subject lines, right? Who gets to be the real Clinton Chamber, right? This is some funny stuff. I like it. I like to approach people in kind of a humorous way. I think that's something I'm going to try and see if it helps get some more responses back from people. So you can see it's generic, so I can send it out to anyone and how it addresses people, and it lets people know, look, here it is. I just got this back on the market, and it won't fall in the land of we'll get it someday. There's dozens of towns, but only one gets to be the real one with .com. This talks about why it's good, which I think is great, right? It's got authority. It gives you an easy thing for people to be able to find, right? So the radio test. Then it tells you how to buy it. You can either go to GoDaddy and search for Clinton. I can type in there too that they can also just go to clintonchamber.com and pick it up through the lander. And then it tells them if there's a bunch of people that are BCC'd on this, so they better act fast. And if they're not the right person, send it to the person who can make the decision. So it's a pretty quick, easy email. I think it's pretty good. You might want to tweak it a little bit. And then you just go to your email provider and send it to yourself in the main section and BCC all the email addresses that it came up with. And then you send this copy out and sit back and hope for a sale. I hope that was helpful. This is an attempt at outbounding. We'll let you know how it goes. You could follow along. I'll put the information for the leaderboard and spreadsheet in so you can see if this domain name actually sells or not. But what I want to do really is just spark some ideas and ways to motivate you to be able to think about using AI in your everyday domain investing. I also want to cover, since we're doing outbound, we have an entire section in our training on doing outbound, doing it ethically, doing it in compliance. You should always think about when you're doing outbound, following the law. That is up to you to decide. But I will show you this quick prompt that I used. I had it do a second pass to go through the data that I input into the prompt above and asked it to find even more potential buyers out of this. But also, I want them to follow, make sure we're not spamming, and follow all CAN Spam Act best practices. So what it does then is it comes back with another list. So it gives me more. It tells me why these people are good or not, and then tells me what the best practices are for when you're going to do outbounding to stay compliant. And here's your compliant subject lines, compliant light humor email with a clear notice so that they can opt out, and it gives all your information. So if you do outbound, I want to make sure that you do it the right way and that you're following all the rules of whatever your state or country or local municipality has. So make sure that you're always doing that. I want to make sure that you know that AI can help you with that. But again, we're not attorneys, and either is AI. So just make sure that you do that research on your own, follow best practices and guidance so that you're not spamming anyone. Thanks again. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share if you found this valuable.